Just a quick lot on universal credit, and well, it's a variety of things. Basically, rent is going through the roof, and minimum wage prevents people from earning money, which means there's going to be a huge gap between the cost of renting a room and a person's living standards. So if a person needs a car to get to work, that'll be a certain cost. They may have attachment to earnings as well, on not much more than minimum wage. They won't be able to afford to rent a room and share a house. Once you start talking £500, £600 a month for a bed, which is all it is, it's just better living in a car. I've lived in a car, lived in a room, lived in a rented room for donkey's years, many years, and lived in a car for nearly 2 years. Living in a car is a much better lifestyle, much better by far, because you've got the van life community on YouTube, brilliant community. Which, while you're living in a car, so that they're all living in vans, yeah? So they'll chat to each other on YouTube and whatever. Yeah, you get the YouTube community, van life YouTubers. But excuse me. The problem is that people are going to become homeless faster than ever before. You can't do a lot of people on 0 hours contracts. How are you going to guarantee a landlord you can pay 500 or 600 quid a month to rent a room if you're on 0 hours contract, work-wise? You can't, can you? But then you still got to live, haven't you? On universal credit, you can get, they will pay for your room for that month. For a month. 500 quid, whatever it is. So more people will be coming universal credit. They have no choice. So there's going to be even more people on universal credit. Purely because you can't do agency work on universal credit. Because agency can't give you work if they haven't got it. And an agency person will still need 5 days a week. And an agency can't guarantee that agency worker 5 days a week. So it's going to be universal credit almost pays more than agency driving or agency work. And then you're in a right pickle. Universal credit pays about 11.5 grand a year, time you pay your rent and your living expenses. Minimum wage gives you about 17. But once you take your stoppages off, once you take your attachment earnings and all that, yeah, off of that, and if you've got attachment earnings, they'll take what they can. You're going to be better off unemployed. We're not that far. This is minimum wage, and that's universal credit, and there isn't much between the pair. And that's where we're getting to now. And rent is just soaring through the roof. It's just going out of all control. There's going to be huge unemployment, huge. And that's before the pandemic, and the pandemic on top. Plus we could have a housing recession. People can't afford it. The only people that can afford houses are landlords. So all you're building new houses for is for landlords to compete as to who owns them, to get their houses paid for by tenants. And then you got landlords are getting 10, 20, 30, 40 houses, and people can't afford one. That's where we're going to. But in the same era, you've got domain names selling for 2 keyword domain names just sold. Oneword.com was just sold for $300,000, which is about 220 grand. And their domain names are going to go only one way, and that's up. They ain't going down because there's not enough to go around, so they're going to go that. Then you got Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going up. Bitcoin is going up. But then again, in the UK, you can't trade the price of Bitcoin because it's been banned. What a pickle! The high streets had it. Shops are going bust. Drivers There'll be no need for drivers. Autonomous trucks are here.